Alright, what's up guys, and welcome to the Gaming History 101 Retro Game Night. Tonight we're doing something very interesting. We're doing a new fan-made game called Super Master System Brawl, which is basically a game that that's supposed to be like Super Smash Bros. Only using Master System sprites and titles. It is a wouldn't say it's a ROM hack, but it's kind of like a homebrew game for the Mega Drive Sega Genesis, and thanks to a flash card I'm able to get this working on mine. So let's see who I want to be. I think I want to be yeah, let's be Opa Opa. I was gonna have my wife play with me, but last night we fell asleep and she's busy now. So anyway, we will do Tom Tom for the computer player. Press start to choose the arena. Alright, let's see our arenas. Oh, fantastic. Ooh. Yeah, let's do it from... I think this is from Vampire. This is crazy. So, it is pretty much two buttons. It is pretty basic. Opa Opa, of course, gets to shoot. It's multi-level, clearly. I can't tell if I have the upper hand or not. I'm definitely not winning, but... oh, maybe I am winning. I am using a 6-button controller, and it appears only the A button is doing anything. Now, granted, had I been someone other than Opa Opa, B may be jump. But with Opa Opa, you just move where you want to go, and you're done. It's a very interesting, cute little game. It definitely sets out to do what Smash Brothers did, given what I've experienced already. I don't know if the balance is there. But, you know, whatever. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so now that I've won, what happens? Oh, okay. Let's see what else we can do. Wonder what demo is. Actually, no, let's play one player. Alright, so let's try something a little more standard. I'll be Psycho Fox and we'll go up against Joe Musashi. Let's see, where do we want to battle? Let's do something pretty standard. Holy cow. So C is jump, A is attack, and then apparently I can do special moves and become things like big purple hippos, because I'm Psycho Fox. Being American, some of these properties may be lost on me. Like, I don't know Psycho Fox, and I'm guessing he's from the game Psycho Fox. And I guess that's it. Okay. You can obviously very much demo it. Let's try one or two more. I wonder what these are. Oh, I guess it just picks for you. Alright, let's do this. Some Dr. Social. It's funny because they act exactly like they're supposed to from their, you know, respective games. Which is the funny part. Very interesting. Anyway, It's probably good for a laugh, but much like Smash Brothers, I think it's a little bit better for a couch co-op. So I know it was only 5 minutes, but you know what? Screw it. Anyway, if you want to check it out, this is completely free and downloadable. All you want to do is do a Google search for Sega Master System Brawl. I'm sorry, Sega Master System Brawl, and you can find it. It plays on any emulator or on a flash cart. All right, next up, part 2. Peace out. Alright guys, now this next one is what we like to call a hack. This is again playing on my flash card, but this is a ROM hack that somebody did for Streets of Rage 2 in an attempt to improve the color palette and make it look more like something that could take on the Super NES. Proving that it was just color palette choices that made Genesis games and SNES games not look as good. Now, for reference, I'm going to put in the upper right-hand corner the original Streets of Rage 2 playing in the background, and just give you guys kind of an idea of what this is like. So let's check it out. I am told the changes are subtle. I don't know why I picked this. Who cares? Alright, let's go. And I'm usually Blaze. She's a well-rounded character. And I do love this game. I'm not used to playing it with a 6 button. I want to give a mild shout out to the Pyro team, who is responsible for this hack. Much like other games, you can, in order to get this, you just need to have a ROM patcher. You go online and you just look up Streets of Rage 2. I think it's called the Enhanced Color, the Pyro hack, and you'll download a patch file called an IPS file. And the IPS file is simply a patch. Then you have to get your hands on a copy of the Genesis ROM. There are many ways to do this. There are the nefarious ways, and then the easiest one that I've done before, because it's sometimes easier than going on sites and getting viruses and stuff to get ROMs, which I'm sure I'm the minority on this one, but you can buy something on various retro collecting sites. It's usually about $30–40, and it basically gives you a USB port that will copy most systems. Mine is a Super Nintendo, Famicom, Nintendo, Super Famicom, Genesis Mega Drive, and you just put the card in there, and there is a software that just lets you do what is called a ROM dump. So I just popped my Streets of Rage 2 card in there, did the ROM dump, and then applied the patch to it, and there you go. And again, the easy, nefarious way is just download Streets of Rage 2 from your favorite ROM site and apply the patch to it. Again, I can tell this just seems a little bit more colorful, a little more Final Fight-esque. But to be completely frank with you, because I played the original Streets of Rage 2 right before this, I can kind of tell some of the subtle differences, but I think it'll look a lot better when I do the duality video where you've got them both playing at the same time. And actually, just to kind of sneak peek the rest of this video, these are both going to be, most of the games that we're going to be playing from now on are going to be duality videos, because next up we're playing classic Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic, which is Super Mario Bros. 2, the USA version, what it originally was on the Famicom Disk System in Japan. So I'll have a little bit more information about that as it becomes applicable, but for right now, that is what's going to be coming up next. And much like I did with this video, I'll be showing Super Mario Bros. 2 in the background while I'm playing Doki Doki Panic. This game is so addicting and good. Oh, dude, Jack, you're a dick. I'm wondering if that lantern was always that bright. pro tip, if you've never played this game before, that's a great way to stun the bosses, is hit them and or hit them with the special move to do a lot of damage and stun them, and then just lay into them. The other one, which is a personal suggestion when you're playing through this game, which is something I definitely not recommend you do in the real world, is get real close, because if you can touch them, you can usually get them stuck into like held scenarios where you're grappling them. Some of Blaze's moves. If you guys have played the original, one of Blaze's, my favorite moves to do with Blaze is the grapple flip over suplex. Which, just in case you don't know how you do it, you just hit a guy to stun him, get real close to him, press the C button to, which is normally jump, to do the little somersault, and then B will do the suplex. Like so. Alright, here we go. She definitely has, Electra definitely has enhanced colors on here. Again, they're probably subtle, but it does seem like a brighter, stronger game. So let's see if I can show you an example of this move that I like to do. Oh, okay, that one did stun her in the air. Boom. And down she goes. I think I'll keep playing a little bit just to give you guys a little bit more of an idea, and because Streets of Rage is a great game. And actually, I think this is actually the first boss, is Barbin, which was probably Bourbon in Japan, but, you know, in America we try to be a little more conservative with our names, at least in the 90s, for fear of parent groups, especially around this time. The paranoia for parent groups was probably through the roof. So the kind of trick with Barbin is definitely play the Z-axis as best you can. Oh, because if he gets you, he gets you. Man, cheap bastard. There's a suplex on his ass. Boom! Now when you do a super move, it costs you life, but in many cases that can be better than if he were to get even remotely close to you. Anyway, alright. Well, there's stage one of the newly color-hacked Streets of Rage 2. So anyway, check it out. Again, if you want to get the patch, you just need to do the instructions that I gave at the beginning of this video. So when we come back for part 3, we will be playing some Yume Koji Doki Doki Panic. Alright guys, what's up? It's Fred from Gaming History 101, and now we're doing the infamous Yume Koji Doki Doki Panic, otherwise known as Super Mario Bros. 2. As you can see already, the character select screen is a little bit different. These are licensed characters. This is what would represent Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess. So let's start it up with this character. And the game is, as you'll see, very similar and yet somewhat different. The other thing is, in this game, unlike the original game, you are tasked with beating the game with each character. So this is more like the Mario type character, but you can see some of the animations are a little bit lighter. outside of my blathering. Some of the sound effects are a little bit different. And here's where the changes really start. So you can already see the vines and the cherries not dancing around like you can in the upper right-hand corner with the normal one. You get an Aladdin lamp instead of the infamous Mario red juice. The other thing is you're obviously collecting a heart instead of like a big heart container. It looks a little different. The POW doesn't scroll when you blow everything up. There you go, but you get no sound effect. It's kind of interesting. And then, ironically, the water flow effects are pretty crazy, as you can see. So again, it's a little bit the same, and yet a little bit different. I should point out that this game was developed by, I believe, Nintendo R&D 1, which would mark the, see, and it's not the Mario, like, star sound. This would be the Mario team versus the team that did the original Super Mario Bros. 2, also known as Lost Levels in America. And if you're curious about that whole story, feel free to... okay. Feel free to check out my Gaming History 101 article about it. Since he can't run, he might not be able to make that. That may be a princess and Luigi only thing in this one. The run option was alive and well in Mario, the original Mario, the USA Super Mario Bros. 2. Anyway, so so that's why it more kind of closely resembles a Mario game in terms of like mild aesthetics and things like that, whereas the original Super Mario Bros. 2, aka Lost Levels, looks a little bit more like a ROM hack with reused assets from the original Super Mario Bros. It was kind of a different team. Let's see if I can super jump up there. Many people I know don't usually play this way because of that secret I was trying to go for, where you can get to Birdo immediately. Enemies and everything should remain intact up to and including Birdo. Little fun fact, if you're not aware, Birdo is actually not supposed to be a woman. It's supposed to be a man. It's cross-dressing and confused. Now this game is due to some finagling. There may be some things missing because of the missing sound channel. As you can see though, aside from the missing sound effects, things just aesthetically look a little different. Especially this one where it no longer looks like a Mario kind of slot machine. Makes you also feel like this is a lot more random than the other one does. And I'm not winning as much. But there we go. Alright, so we go on to 1-2. Now see, the difference is you do not change your character in this version of the game. Because every character has to beat every level, it's kind of an adventure for all of them. You can kind of see where the dynamic is less broken, because due to this fact, you can see where certain characters would not be able to experience certain parts of the world, and you would have to replay through the world with another character in order to experience that, which obviously is not the case in Super Mario Bros. 2. You could just die, and at every screen there was a character select, so it wasn't that big of a deal. You can see that the masks look very different, and they do not come to life, they just pop up. Oh. I love the little star music. was a fun little glitch. Well, I wouldn't call it a glitch, but just something you wouldn't think would be doable. I forget if there's anything over there. Anyway, alright, we'll just pop in here and get ourselves on over to Birdo. Then I'm gonna die and show you guys kind of some other stuff. Oh yes, that's usually an eagle if you look in, you know, other versions of this game. So alright, so let's die. Let's die completely. I'm gonna die completely. We'll show you off one other thing that the Famicom Disk System does a little differently than the NES. Especially the NES versions and Famicom Disk System versions of this game. So you get your game over. You can pick save. Hold on, gotta just switch some stuff over. And then what you can do is, as you pick a different character, well, it doesn't save it here. It'll save the other one, character 1-3, or like if I go back and pick the Mario character, it'll do 1-3. Sorry, I didn't think to look up and do that. But anyway, as you can see, oh, this is Princess. I probably should have guessed from the height thing, but as you can see, she operates the same. She just looks a little different, but all the moves and everything remain intact. And I'll show you that quick shortcut just in case you've ever played Mario 2-1 and didn't know about the shortcut. She's obviously capable of skipping large portions of any level, but especially this first level. So what you do is you just come over here and you just jump, float across, and there's a little spot here. Now the only thing you don't want to do is screw this part up, which is a timing thing, so let's see if I can pull it off. Almost didn't. There we go. You don't have to do that bomb jump thing, I just want to make sure I got it first attempt. And so you just jump up and over, and boom, and next thing you know, you're floating down on Birdo. And just a 1, 2, and last but not least, boom, 3. Alright, well, there is Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic with Mario 2 for some comparison. Hope you enjoy it. You can check out all our videos at GamingHistory101.com, and I know this was a little bit of a shorter video, but I got some stuff going on. You can check out the podcast and whatnot to figure out what that is. Otherwise, just be watching for some more videos. But in the meantime, this is Fred Rojas saying peace out.